Yeah, it's been good. I've been here in New York. I haven't spent much time in Brooklyn before, other than we went to a Bucks Nets game in February 2019. That was like the first time I came out to visit you since you moved out here. And that was cool. That was like a cool. We went to the game and then we went out. We went out before and then we went to like a
dinner after somewhere.
Like a chicken and waffles.
Oh, that's right, Sweet Chick. Yeah.
That was pretty good.
That was your only Brooklyn experience prior to this visit?
So then I was thinking again, like, wait a minute, I feel like, so my friend Carlita also lives in Brooklyn. Right. And I think while you were I think there was another time where I flew in, got here early, and then I came to Brooklyn, visited her at the place that she works, and then I met up with you. Yeah. Okay. I think that's the last time. Yeah.
This is your first extended Brooklyn stay. We'll just say that.
It's it's been good. I like Brooklyn.
Good.
We've had like off the record conversations about Brooklyn and Manhattan.
Yeah, they were not rich conversations yet. They were just conversations.
Yeah,
they were like poor conversations.
Yeah.
This is the rich conversation.
Yeah. It's a little bit. It's more chill. It's a little bit more laid back. A lot more. And I don't know if that's just like this area. We're in Fort Greene, and the buildings are so beautiful. You have all these brownstones, and they're old, and not as many like Manhattan. It's like almost like every single. There's like a some type of store. Like every 10
single feet.
Every single doorway.
There's a little more room to breathe here. But it's still much more dense than most cities in the country. But yeah, you do get more space, more breathing room. It's a bit slower paced. There's more like actual neighborhoods of like families and stuff like that. It seems like it's a natural progression for most New Yorkers who move here, maybe in their young to mid 20s, and then they kind of have their stint in Manhattan. And then they want just, more space. They want to slow down a little bit. Maybe they want to start a family. And Brooklyn, you just get more you get more space. You get more freedom. And it's just a little bit easier to navigate the city. And it's not too bad. Like some people, it kind of sucks sometimes, like taking the train into the city on weekends and stuff like that. But you get used to it. And we love it here. We moved in here in February, and it's like this neighborhood specifically, like Fort Greene, is just like it's so charming. It's so fun just like walk around the park in the morning. Still like great bars and restaurants. We were talking about this a few nights ago, but I feel like it really is that perfect mix of like a younger crowd, but not too young, right? It's not like rowdy 20-somethings like NYU students, just like running around till 4 a.m. But it's also like not too sleepy, right? And there aren't too many strollers, right? So I think it has that good balance of young and old and sleepy, but not too sleepy, right?
Yeah.
And we've had some great dinners. We did Colonia Verde, which is great. We did Cafe Paulette last night, and so like you've now seen firsthand like. There's still some really good stuff here in Brooklyn, and especially this neighborhood.
It's still like
sure, but it's not like what you said. Like it's not like every 10 feet there's something amazing, right? So it's just a little bit more spread out. But again, this neighborhood specifically has like a good, still a ton of options within walking distance.
Yeah.
But we love it. We definitely want to stay here for as long as we can.
Yeah, it's cool. We even went for a walk this morning.
We did. It was lovely through the park.
Yeah, we got coffee. What I love about New York is that there's like coffee shops in like every single block. And so there's so many different options. There's so many different vibes. It does remind me of like Paris a little bit, where there's just not a lot of space to sit in there. So there's maybe like outdoor seating. I mentioned, I think last night, how in Chicago, there's outdoor seating available, but people don't really want to. There's more space inside.
Yeah.
But people aren't too inclined to like sit outside. But still, here people are willing to do that.
Yeah, and it's just colder in Chicago too. Like here in New York, it's more mild, and you can get away with sitting outside under a heat lamp, and just it's more tolerable and more bearable. Chicago, like you just like can't do that, right? And yeah, it just like comes down to the space thing. Like space is such a premium here in New York, so even if it's like a cramped booth, you're gonna make it happen, right? Or like a tiny studio apartment, you're gonna make it happen. There's just not a lot of space for a lot of people here. Yeah.
Yeah. So while we're in Brooklyn, I had to go back to Manhattan, of course.
Yeah.
I love Manhattan so much.
Yeah,
There's
same.
so much going on, of
Same.
course. But this is like the first time I've come to New York where I just don't have. I didn't have like a
Agenda.
Like I've been
Yeah.
here enough where I've done a lot of the things that I've wanted to do. Especially, I was thinking about it. I think this is my 7th or 8th time in New York total. So this time I was just like kind of going with the flow. Went to the Natural History Museum. And then yesterday, people that have been listening to the pod know that I've been obsessed over the summer with like thrift stores and like used books.
Yeah.
And whenever I come to New York, it's like I look at books, and then when I get that book, it's like, oh, I got this book in New York. And
Yeah,
like,
the story to it.
So it's a little story to it, and but like buying books can be expensive, especially in New York.
Oh yeah.
So this time I've just gone to the thrift stores, and like all yesterday. So when I came in from the first day, I explored Brooklyn a little bit, went to a couple spots, picked up some good books, and then like all yesterday, all I did was go to Manhattan and just walk around and like is it Greenwich or Greenwich?
Greenwich.
So
Not
Greenwich, and what's north of that?
Like meatpacking.
Like meatpacking.
Chelsea.
Not that far.
Do you like the High Line?
west. I didn't do the High Line. I went more mid.
Flatiron?
Midtown,
Flatiron.
I started going Flatiron and then made my way to like East Village.
Got it. Okay.
And around there. But started the day in. There's this really cool bookstore. It's one of the Housing Works. So a lot of the thrift stores I went to are like Housing Works, which is this like nonprofit to help. The mission is to like help AIDS, people struggling with AIDS and HIV. So a lot of the profits go to that. And they have this one bookstore that's like an old like pumping station or like.
Where is it?
It's in Soho. It's on Crosby.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
and
I've actually never been there, but it's been on my list for years.
Yeah.
Is it cool?
Yeah, it's like I think it's one of my favorite places to visit
In New York?
Or like yeah.
Oh really? Oh, interesting.
So then I went there,
Nice.
and then I started like going up, and they were like moving something, and then they had like vines or something like, on the entrance, and there was an event going on.
Oh,
They're
okay.
like, "Are you here for the event?" And I'm like, "No." So then I kept walking. So that was my first.
That's the story.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I wanted to go to the thrift store and that bookstore in particular to start my day.
Yeah.
So then I had to like walk a lot more than I wanted to.
Did you hit up the Strand bookstore?
No, I've been to that one.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Are you at the point in your New York career where like I'm not going to the Strand? Like you're looking for that underground bookstore. Got it. That's a good place to be. You know, you're like exactly what you just said. Like you've been here enough. Like you know what to do, and now it's what not to do for sure, right?
Yeah.
Which maybe is more valuable than knowing what to do. And now you're like getting into that second, third kind of level of like New York, like hidden gems.
Yeah.
Also like maybe like your favorite spots too, right?
Yeah.
So, as much as I think we're similar in this way, like we love new things, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think we also appreciate having those go-tos and like the favorite things to do, right? The favorite cafe, the favorite bookstore, favorite movie theater. And, there comes a time where, you want to have those favorite things and maybe befriend a bartender or a bookstore employee. And it's cool to see you have those places in New York where you don't live, but you've been here so many times that now like, oh, that's my favorite spot to go to.
Yeah.
And then I'm sure you have like your favorite neighborhoods and museums and stuff like that too.
Yeah.
That's a cool moment to be at for sure.